Hello, how are you doing? Today in this week's live training, I'm going to be sharing one very powerful, important thing that you should be doing, or you could be doing, you might be doing on a regular basis to keep your brain healthy. Your brain. What do we need every day? What goes on inside that beautiful brain of yours? It's literally keeping you alive, but how often do you think about it? I get it. Think about your brain. Anyways, yuck. How are you doing today? I hope you're having an amazing week. Hi, Karen. Welcome. So today I'm going to be sharing one incredible thing that you can be doing on a regular basis. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it's one of the most powerful tools to keep your brain healthy today and for years to come. There's a natural decline of the brain, hi Sabrina, that is associated with aging. And this happens if we are not challenging our brain as much as we could. You've often heard, and maybe you've seen older people doing Sudokus, learning to, line dance and all the things to be able to keep your brain in top form, right? And this is one of the most vital aspects of your body and your brain. I mean, I don't know if there's anything more important than your brain, right? And so really what we want to do is make sure that it's running on top form, right? So give me a yes in the comments if you're all about keeping your brain healthy. Maybe you haven't thought about it in a while, literally, it's probably not something you think about on a regular basis. Luckily, you don't have to do much thinking for it to stay in top form, but when you do this certain tool that I'm going to share with you in a minute. Hi, Misty, welcome. So when you do this powerful tool, which you may have been avoiding, which I'll be honest, I have completely avoided for a long period of my life, but thankfully I'm consistent with it now, and which is why I'm such a huge advocate for you doing it, is one of the most powerful ways shown to actually help you grow new brain cells. Fun fact about your beautiful brain, you have the capability to grow 6,000, 6 with 3 zeros, new brain cells or neurons every day if you challenge yourself. And there's a couple components to how you can do that. I'll share more about that at the end. But one of the most powerful tools that you can use to keep your brain healthy is to challenge it, right? So Sudokus are good because they challenge you. The way you can allow your brain cells, that you grow new brain cells through a certain activity, you can allow them to mature by challenging them. So in order for the brain cells to stay alive, they have to be challenged, they have to be worked, right? Which is, kind of may seem obvious. But that's one of the reasons why I avoided this tool for a long time, is because it was really hard for me and I really struggled with it. So what do you think it might be? Maybe you've been seeing some of my posts in this group, or maybe not. So the one thing that is found to be incredibly powerful for the health and longevity of your brain cells is to challenge them through meditation. And that's pretty incredible. Like, they've done studies on Buddhist monks that have been meditating for a significant portion of their life, and they find so much gray matter or brain cells that in certain parts of the brain that are shown to deteriorate with age, they actually show their brain cells growing younger, and there's the normal parts of aging of the brain not happening. In fact, it's going in reverse. So meditation is found to be one of those things that is so incredibly powerful. Yet, I'll be honest with you, I avoided it for a long time because it was hard. So that's the rub of it, is that in order for something to actually benefit your brain, it needs to be hard. It needs to be challenging. And that's why it's called effortful learning. So I'll tell you a funny story. So I went to my yoga teacher, and I was like, listen, I cannot meditate. It's so hard for me. I try to sit there and do the breathing and all the things, and I just get so frustrated because my brain is like bing, bing, ding, 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 ding. It's like a circus of monkeys. Every time I try to sit quietly. Let me know if you can relate to that. Give me a monkey emoji in the comments if you can relate to that. So I was like, Nikki, I don't know what to do. I cannot get my brain to go quiet. And she said, well, that's the thing, is that expecting your brain to go quiet is never going to happen. That's the nature of the mind, to think. You need a tool. So she told me a story about elephants. So think about an elephant. When you see elephants, you often see them when they're out on a walk with their keeper. You often see them with something in their trunk, so a stick in their trunk, or holding onto the tail of the elephant in front. And she said, your mind is like an elephant. It's very curious. You need to give it something to hold on to. Thanks, Sabrina. So you need to give your mind something to hold on to in order to keep it stay steady. And that's really important to remember, because a lot of times when people start to sit down to meditate, especially those of us that are of a very busy brain, very creative, energetic, which many of you are, and I know that's a huge component of being an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a mom, and all the things, is that your brain is very active and it's busy, and that's the nature of the mind. It's like the ocean, right? The waves of thoughts are constant. And so if you give your mind something to hold on to beyond the breath, until you get more skilled at it, it's really helpful to have something to hold on to. So think of that like the stick. Okay, your mind is the elephant. It's very curious. It uses its trunk to go and find things and explore. If you give your mind something to hold on to, that becomes the anchor. So that when you notice that you got distracted, you're not doing it wrong, you're not doing it bad, which is another thing. I was like, well, I suck at this, I don't even know why I bother. You're not doing it wrong. That's part of it, is to recognize when you're thinking and come back to the anchor, whatever that is. Or if you notice, so sometimes you'll get to in that steadiness, and you're like in the space of calm and in the heart, and then you're like, whoa, here comes a thought, and you can just notice it, and you just drop into the anchor, whatever you're using. Then it really allows you to begin to become more aware of how busy your mind can be. So thank you for sharing your comments. Yes, Sabrina says monkey mind, but I do meditate daily. Awesome, great news. And so, so that's another terminology that you might hear, the monkey mind. And so the Buddhists relate the mind to the monkey, and it's jumping from thought to thought. Okay, so you see a monkey and they jump from branch to branch. And so the thing about it, remember when you were on the monkey bars when you were a little one? Maybe you've done that recently, I don't know. When you're on the monkey bars, you hold one and then you're going for the second one, and there is a point when you're like transitioning where there's a little bit of a gap and there's a stillness. And so what we're looking to find is that little gap in between the thoughts, because the thoughts are going to keep coming, but you're looking for that little gap. And eventually the gap gets a little bit longer, and I'm talking like split seconds initially, and just be okay with that. So that you can begin to really feel that sense of peace and stillness. So meditation is something that's been studied in a variety of different ways for reducing your stress, helping you sleep better, keeping you focused, keeping you calm. It helps to combat feelings of depression, because in depression we tend to kind of ruminate and fixate on things. So when we can watch how we tend to do that, we can begin to shift your mind, just like the anchor, bring your mind back and shift your mind to something else. Or if you're feeling anxious and you're kind of caught in that windy, tornado feeling of anxiety, meditation can actually help you drop back down. But if you start to do meditation and you're like, my mind is all the time, it's like the monkeys just get super loud, and then they get cymbals and they're banging around, let's just give you a glimpse inside my head. Until you can find something that works for you to be able to allow you to get that little glimpse of stillness and calm, meditation can be extremely frustrating, and you may avoid it like I did for a long time. Yes, exactly. That's why it's called a practice. It takes work. So what it is, it's called effortful learning. Effortful learning. So when something is challenging for you, it challenges you. I mean, that sounds obvious, but when something's challenging, you actually get a lot more benefit than if it's just easy peasy, right? And so that's why it's called a practice, exactly. So what I wanted to share with you today is a really powerful tool that you can use for meditation that will help you to ground yourself, calm yourself down in as little as 6 deep breaths. Ideal time for meditation is longer, but if that's what you got, that's what you got, and you get a gold star for that, okay? So let's just start where you're at, right? Because a lot of times we can critique ourselves for like, well, I should be meditating for hours every day. Well, yes, the Dalai Lama says if you don't have time to meditate, you should be meditating for 2 hours a day, but let's just start where we're at, and we'll get to his level later on, right? That's the eventual goal, but we'll just be patient. Okay, so I want you to stand up or sit up nice and tall. And what we're gonna do is place one hand on your belly, so your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. So the heart sits in the center of the chest, the emotional heart, the seat of your intelligence, your wisdom, your compassion, your joy. So go ahead and close your eyes, and let's just take a big deep breath in and let it out through your mouth. Soften your jaw, soften your face. What we're doing here is beginning to shift your focus to a physical sensation. Exhale deeply. Remember, it's normal for your mind to wander, okay? So just keep that in mind. Wink, wink. So take a big deep breath and let it out. When you inhale, repeat to yourself, I inhale peace and calm. As you exhale, repeat to yourself, I exhale stress and worry. Say it again. I inhale peace and calm. Full deep breath from your belly to your top of your head. I exhale stress and worry. Try again. Out through your mouth for as long as you can. Make your exhale as long as you can. Relax your face. I inhale peace and calm. I exhale stress and worry. Do it again. Big deep breath. Suck it in, suck it up as much as you can. From your root to your crown, breathe in, and then from the top down, breathe out. I exhale stress and worry. 2 more on your own. Good. Now exhale deeply. Okay, open your eyes without thinking. I'm just full of the jokes today. Without thinking, tell me how you feel right now. We're talking about the brain. I'm thinking all sorts of funny brain jokes or words. How are you feeling? How are you feeling right now? Let me know how you're feeling. So here's the thing. You can take that and use it however you want. Whatever you want to pull into your body. Say, I inhale, what have you. I exhale something that you're ready to release, okay? So your breath carries with it a powerful energy, you know that. But when you load it up with intention, when you use activation of words and emotions, it helps you even dial in your presence even more. So keep in mind when you are, hi Andrea, welcome, awesome. So you're feeling relaxed, love it. When you are focusing in on your breath, it's so normal for your brain to be like deep, 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 you know, and it goes into the circus. That's what it's trying to do. Is it does anything possible to pull you away from the present moment. The present moment, you have access to so much wisdom, inner guidance, stillness, peace, calm, relaxation. Your brain is like, whoa, no, let's not do that. Let's go back into the past and forward into the future. And let's worry about stuff. Let's ruminate on stuff and let's avoid this at any cost. So what we're doing here is training yourself to downgrade the parts of your mind that will pull you out of the present moment and really dial up that self-command so that you can train your mind to do what you would like it to do, to focus, to cultivate peace and calm. Love it. Thanks, Don. To be able to ground yourself in the present moment, to really strengthen the muscles of your mind. Your mind is like a muscle, right? And when we change your mind, when we train it to do these things, you can actually structurally change your brain. With age, we have normal deterioration of the brain if we're not doing things to challenge it on a regular basis. And other things that will affect your brain: stress, lack of sleep, poor nutrition, not getting enough fat in your diets, indulging, all the things. So really what we want to do is do as much as you can to keep your brain healthy, right? And it's something that we so rarely think about, but it's kind of a no-brainer thing that of course we want your brain to be as sharp as possible, right? And so that's part of the reason I went to my teacher and, you know, was frustrated with meditation, is that I wanted to learn how to meditate because I learned that's one of the most powerful things you can do for your brain. When my grandmother was diagnosed with dementia, I was like, whoa, wow, I need to get ahead of this. And so that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you, is because when your brain is top functioning, then you're feeling creative, you're feeling inspired, you're making great decisions, you're feeling present, focused, you're tapping into that inner guidance, right? So you're going beneath the level of the mind. So you can think of the mind like the ocean, and the waves are constant, right? So your thoughts are constant. But when we use an anchor like we were doing there, it allows you to drop beneath the surface or the busyness of the mind and be in that place of stillness. So if you've been in a body of water, specifically in the ocean, but sometimes in a lake or a river, if you go beneath the surface, you can see and feel the waves, right? But you're in that place of being held. And so then you're experiencing that deep sense of calm. So that's kind of the analogy I like to think of and share with you for meditation, is you can see the thoughts, you can feel the thoughts like the waves, right? But we can drop beneath them because the waves will continue to come. They're constant and we're learning how to surf them, right? Using these tools. And so what you're doing there is allowing yourself to experience that sense of feeling grounded and feeling centered, challenging your mind so that you can keep your brain healthy. So meditation is one component because it allows your brain cells to be challenged, to grow stronger, right? So that they don't die off, which is, it's normal, right? But what we want to keep them alive, obviously, and we want to slow the aging of the brain. Specifically, there's a part of your brain called your hippocampus. You have a hippo. Did you know that? You have a hippo in your brain. So specifically, that gets affected with the age-related decline in the brain. So we want to make sure that we're keeping it healthy. Can you guess what might be extremely helpful for keeping your hippocampus healthy? I mean, you're following along, so you figured it out. Meditation, challenging your mind out of effortful learning, right? That's one component to keep the brain cells alive so they mature. The first step in that is growing new brain cells. So remember, we talked about this. You have the capacity to grow up to 6,000 new brain cells every day if you do certain things to help that process along. So one essential component to actually growing new brain cells is exercise. So exercise for your body grows the new neurons. So it's called neurogenesis. So the birth of new brain cells. They can be birthed, but if you don't challenge them so that they mature, then they die off, right? So that's why the component of both physical exercise and mental exercise is so incredibly powerful for the health and the longevity of your brain. So let me know if you have any questions about any of that. And what I would love to share with you is that tool that we did there, a powerful tool for meditation, so that you can begin to use that in your day-to-day life. But I also have a really amazing option coming up for you on Tuesday. It's called Strong and Steady, a workshop to keep your brain and your body healthy and strong and happy for years to come. We talked about a little bit about how meditation is really helpful for shifting you out of that rumination of depression or the kind of spiraling of anxiety. So it does actually help you to stay more calm and more grounded and feel happier. Exercise also does that because of the release of the other neurochemicals in your brain. So the little chemicals in your brain and in your body. So it's a powerful component to be able to keep both your body and your mind strong and healthy, which is essential to go out and do whatever it is that you want to do. You want to keep your body feeling amazing, feeling strong. So you're living and moving and feeling your best. And a lot of that boils down to how your brain is functioning, right? And so if we are doing things that benefit both your body and your brain, which also help to focus your mind simultaneously, it's magic sauce, right? So magic sauce. So we're going to talk all about that in the workshop on Tuesday. So I'd love for you to grab your spot for that. I'm going to share lots of amazing tools with you. You're going to learn a lot more about your beautiful body, specifically your brain, and what you can do to keep it healthy and strong, as well as you're keeping your body healthy and strong. So you're feeling confident, you're feeling energized, you're walking tall, you're getting out of pain, waking up sleepy muscles because maybe you sit too much. We'll talk about all of that. So I'm going to post the link for you to get signed up. And here's the cool thing, is that because I want to share all of this incredible value with it, I've kept it at a super reasonable rate of $9 to learn how to keep your brain and body healthy. I should hope that that's a reasonable investment. So I'm going to drop the link to grab your spot. And if you have any questions about that, reach out to me. I would love to have you join us for that. And it's going to be happening on Tuesday at 1:30 Hawaiian Standard Time, which is 4:30 Pacific and 7:30 Eastern. So if you can't make it live, there will be a replay sent out later, but I would love for you to join us live because you're going to learn a lot about how to create a workout that will help you to feel energized and strong from the inside out, to learn how to use meditation to cultivate a deep sense of calm, even if, like me, you have the crowd of chattering monkeys in your brain and get frustrated when you do it. I'm going to teach you some other ways so that you can start to practice this and really doing what you can to boost your vitality now and for years to come, right? I would love to help you learn how to do that. I'd love for you to join us and have an amazing rest of your day. Great to see you too, Sabrina. Let me know if you have any questions or anything. Anybody, reach out to me if you do. I'd love to see you on Tuesday. Please feel free to grab and share that link if you know anybody that might be interested in joining us for the workshop. I would be super grateful for your help in spreading the word. And until next time, I will see you soon. Yay, vitality. Yes, exactly. Yes, vitalize. So have a beautiful rest of your day, everybody. Take good care, have fun, and make sure to do things to nourish your body from the inside out so you can elevate how you're feeling and how you're showing up in your life and go out and make the magic and the impact that you are destined for. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Take care. Bye.